July 8th, 2010, the NBA would change forever because of a phrase coming from one of the greatest superstars in sports.
In this fall, man, it's very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
Miami Heat. That was the conclusion you woke up with this morning.
That was the conclusion I woke up with this morning.
The decision to leave the small market Cleveland Cavaliers to join forces with the Avengers in Miami begun a new reality in the NBA, the Superteam era. LeBron used this free agency to join two other superstars. These wasn't just any superstars. These were two future Hall of Famers in their prime, coming off career seasons before joining LeBron. LeBron was the league MVP when he left for Miami, which was an unprecedented move in the history of the NBA. This was considered by many to be the path of least resistance, an attempt to win an NBA championship with as little pushback as possible, causing fans and former athletes to question the integrity of today's game. An NBA championship is supposed to tell a hero's story. The story of a young kid from Greece who sacrificed everything for his family and his love of basketball. A kid that nobody knew, who was sitting in the audience during the 2013 NBA draft, going from poverty to leading a small market team to the Larry O'Brien Trophy. Or the story of a kid not heavily recruited coming out of high school, but suddenly becomes the greatest shooter of all time, having a monumental year in 2015, shooting from the three-point line like we never seen before. He ends up winning MVP and his first championship in the same season. But LeBron's and KD's first NBA championship reads differently from the perspective of the fans. A story of a massive global superstar, one of the greatest and most unique players in NBA history, who ran from the grind to join the super team where it was near impossible for him to lose. LeBron and KD faced massive criticism for their decision to join the super team.
Well, I'm viewing it as the weakest move I've ever seen from a superstar. Plain and simple. That's just how I look at it.
Like 7 teams trying to get me when I left Philly. I never said I want to go. I says, I just need some help. I never said, no, I want to go to Chicago or LA.
You needed help. He got help. LeBron went and said, I'm going to get help.
LeBron, it's not the same.
LeBron went and helped.
LeBron went to the, yeah, I mean,
LeBron went and helped. He didn't get help. He could have recruited people to Cleveland.
it just seems.
But when you guys got the news that KD was joining the Warriors, what was that group chat like? With
this nigga. That's how it was, bro. It was just like,
because you know you're gonna have to see them in the finals.
I'm like, for what? That's how we all looking like, huh? Then we like, well, what Russ got to say about it?
A super team is never disputed when a team trades for top talent like the Boston Celtics did in 2007. Fans also don't have a problem when teams draft well, like the Bulls and Warriors. These are all respectable ways to win a championship to NBA fans. But when massive stars decide to join other Hall of Fame players, it kind of gives the impression that you're looking for an easy championship. Shaquille O'Neal has expressed his disdain for super teams, and Gilbert Arenas is firing back.
If we knew that was acceptable, probably a lot of us would have switched up. If I knew that was acceptable, I would have just went to Chicago. If I knew that was acceptable, I would have went and played with the Spurs. If I knew that was okay, you know what I'm saying? I would have went and played with a team that was almost there, like Utah. I would have went and played in Utah. Like if I knew that was acceptable. We always thought like, nope, you the man, you the guy, you got to get it done.
When you the king of your castle and you leave, you're not the king no more.
So he wasn't a king when he came to LA?
That's the thing, like he left for different
I was an Orlando fan. We won 60 games. We were #1 in the Eastern Conference, 3rd overall in the NBA when he left to go come here.
But he wasn't leaving to go team up with somebody.
No, you're right. He didn't team up with a team that had 53 wins.
Yeah, no, they didn't have a superstar. The wins ain't got shit to do with it. It wasn't no Magic, it wasn't no Kareem, it wasn't no Hakeem, it was nobody out there in LA.
When he went to Miami, he's trying to chase a championship. Mm-hmm. What teams did he go to try to get the championship, the 5th one?
Cavaliers.
Wait, who was there?
Celtics.
LeBron James at the #1 team, he jumped
Phoenix
there.
Suns.
Boston jumped there. Phoenix Suns, he tried to get his 5th championship, and we're not gonna pretend it didn't happen.
One of Gil's shots against Shaq was when he left Orlando and went to the Lakers. And somehow, that was on the same level as LeBron going to Miami and KD going to the Warriors. This comparison is odd in my opinion. These are the key players on the 96-97 Lakers the moment Shaq decided to sign up. Eddie Jones, a 3-time All-Star two-way guard who was in his 3rd season at the time and averaged 15 points per game for his career. Nick Van Exel, a talented point guard who was light on his feet and a highlight reel waiting to happen, but he was in his 4th season when Shaq signed. And Kobe Bryant, who at the time was a rookie, and no one could have predicted who he would become in the future. It was literally impossible for Shaq to know that Kobe would eventually turn into one of the greatest players of all time. These are really talented players, but to compare these teams to the Heat or the Warriors is absolutely insane. Another terrible point from Gilbert Arenas is when he attacked Shaq for ring chasing for his 5th ring. Shaq had already won 3 rings, being the best player on the team, and the 4th being a close second. He has earned the right to ring chase in his final seasons. Any player that's at the twilight of their career and they want to try to win another ring, that's fine. Most people really don't care about that. In my opinion, Gilbert had no good argument on Shaq, but let me know in the comments what you think. At the time LeBron went to the Miami Heat, he was just coming off back-to-back NBA MVP seasons. Many believed that LeBron was the most gifted player in the history of the game and could possibly enter the GOAT conversation in the future. But when he went to Miami, out of all places, the Miami Heat, it was like he was waving the white flag, like he couldn't do it the hard way anymore. It was a declaration that he felt he could not win unless he had an unbeatable team. KD was averaging 28 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists the season before joining the Warriors. Just 2 seasons before, KD was the MVP of the league, and many saw him as one of the most talented offensive players ever. He's an unstoppable scorer that will go down as one of the top 15 greatest players to ever play in the NBA. But on July 4th, 2015, reports would emerge that KD is signing to the Golden State Warriors on a 2-year deal, which hit the sports world like the LeBron deal just years before. Just for clarification, nobody is blaming KD or LeBron for leaving their teams during free agency. You're a free agent. You can do whatever you want. But as a global superstar, you have the unspoken responsibility to choose a place that makes the NBA more interesting, not less interesting. If you have 3 Hall of Famers in their prime on one team, the chances of them losing are extremely low, especially when they figure out how to play with each other. As humans, we really don't respect things that are easy to accomplish. This is just a rule of life. No one will ever respect when great players run from the grind and make it easier to accomplish winning a championship ring. It doesn't hold as much value as the greats who carried their team to a title. Every NBA ring has a unique story. When that story comes from the formation of an unbeatable super team, fans will start to have their own opinion on the weight of that ring. But let me know what you think. Am I off or am I on? Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Anyway, that's my time. Peace.